Whether you post your lessons online to YouTube or Instagram, TikTok, but honestly that's a sick idea because not only then are you getting accountability, you're helping people, but then it's also your business as well.
No! Let it out!
For many teenage boys and a few grown men, Hamza was most definitely a breath of fresh air. He constantly talked about self-improvement, mental health, how to get female attention, and how to get to the bag. But what separated Hamza from other self-improvement coaches and influencers was his ability to get his audience completely sucked into his stories. He's a great storyteller. Check this out.
Because I went through my entire years at high school with the same group of guys around me who I considered my best friends. You know, every single day we'd talk and we'd even laugh. We'd even have like good times in school. You know, oftentimes they'd come into school in the morning and they'd be telling stories of like the stuff they had all done last night. Like they had all made plans without me and like, you know, slept around each other's houses and stuff. I wasn't invited. But inside of school, we'd still be laughing together. But things started to separate when I actually got into self-improvements. And especially when I started to go to the gym. And they bullied me for it.
Hamza's built himself a very strong solid fan base. Mostly teenage boys, but in my opinion, that's a good thing because those young boys, those young teenage boys today will be grown matured men tomorrow. And they can help shape the world, depending on which way Hamza leads them. And so far, to be honest, it's going pretty well. But there's some criticisms. Of course, there is no one is perfect, right? Alright, take a look at this.
Are you serious?
Okay, that one was a big criticism. Was he drunk when he typed that? I mean, Hamza is clearly still growing and learning as we all are. But Hamza's is kind of ridiculous, especially because he has a lot of eyes on him who clearly track what he does, like a hawk. Hello? I don't know if he constantly changes his stance to be polarizing for engagement or if he's just going through a midlife crisis. Alright, let me put this all into context for you guys. Hamza introduced us to his now ex-girlfriend Anastasia, right? He introduced Anastasia to us in 2023. Immediately, the relationship caught the eye of so many people. A lot of people had a lot to say, some positive, some negative. I mean, guys, let's be honest. Let's be honest, guys. She's not bad looking, okay?
So finally got the shot of Hamza's girl, and as I depicted in the prior video, from the small glimpses I was able to analyze, I deemed her to be about a 3.5, maybe 4 out of 10. And guess what? I was highly accurate because this girl's like a 3.5 out of 10. This is the type of girl you're going to see every day on the street. She's a little above the average looking girl. And at this point, Hamza is finished. Because when he got with that ginger girl first, he was on about 100,000 subscribers. So he had a decent financial backing and a bit of a following to help him. Then he got with that brunette girl. And since then, he's now on close to 1 million subscribers. And now he's got this new girl. And for someone who says that he takes this so serious and he's leading a cult and advocating that the men strive for the most attractive woman that they can get, this is what the leader of your cult is able to achieve after all that hard work to get to where he is. This guy is in the top 1% of earners for his age. He's tall, above average looking. He's done all the self-improvements. And with all that work, these are his results. Which he hasn't hidden. He has displayed it for the world to see. But somehow no one has questioned his credibility.
You all need to stay away from them black pill videos. You all need to stay away from that. It's too toxic, alright? And it's misleading. Hamza and Anastasia looked like a match made in heaven. And although it didn't last for too long, they lived the life I personally wished I could live with my future girlfriend or wife. You know, spontaneous, living in the countryside away from society. Hamza was so close. So close. He had a beautiful woman by his side, you know, who wasn't too social media dependent and TikTok brain dead, who was willing to go on the journey with him. He was financially free, amazing status, Greek god physique, you know, Zeus out here. And then this happened.
I need more time next to people where I'm challenged, where I have to learn like how to be super social again, where I have to learn like how to handshake people properly, where I get to meet someone who's also got, you know, hundreds of thousands of subscribers and me and him are discussing like how to increase our, you know, view count or whatever. Those are like inspiring conversations and I wasn't having them, so I wrote down all of this. I wanted to, you know, be connected to other people. I wanted to live in a city. I wanted to take a bunch of trips. I wanted to be super social. I wanted to have some late nights where we stay up and we're social and there's a party that we go to and everything. And I'm not gonna lie, like, I don't want to say a bad word about my girl. I really can't. About my ex, but she saw it and I'm not gonna lie, like I could see how like offended she was, where she was quite like pressuring. She was like, wait, you want to do this? Oh, you want to do that? You want to stay up late? But that's unhealthy. healthy. And I understood, it is fair enough. What I'm saying is like, oh yeah, like I kind of want to be a little bit more sleep deprived. And she just couldn't really see that this was like me just being authentic, that this was the life I wanted to live. So there was quite a lot of like judgment from her. And when I saw that judgment, I thought, yeah, like maybe we're not actually compatible for the next season. Because for her, she wrote that she wanted to do more of the things that we were currently doing. She wanted to get more into the sort of wild, detached away from people. Whilst that sounds, it's wholesome, it's fun.
Hamza, just say you want to go out there and
Bang a lot of.
just say that. Stop with the political escape, okay? You are a successful man who knows he can get any woman he wants. And you want to test the waters and also hang with the boys and do some wild shit. It's okay. But just be honest within yourself, man. Okay, he did say they had a mutual mature breakup, which we all know realistically is never the case, okay? Let's be honest here. One person usually suffers more than the other, no matter how little. I can imagine Anastasia watching this video right now and seeing him talk about the Russian girl. Why did I go Russian girl? Like, she ain't Russian. She is Russian, but the Russian girl, how would I know that? Anyways, I bet she's thinking, wow, so this is what you're trying to do, yeah? I thought we were gonna get married. Well, in all honesty, they broke up over 2 months ago, so we don't really know what really happened behind closed doors. Maybe she was the one at fault. Maybe she's just not for him, who knows? In all honesty, Hamza has saved a lot of lives, okay? He's helped a lot of young boys self-improve and constantly talks about meditation, which in my opinion sets him completely apart from other YouTubers like Fresh and Fit, aka Poxy. Nah, that's wrong of me. That is so wrong of me. We don't do that here. Well, at least we try not to. Fresh and Fit believe meditation is useless, but Hamza speaks very highly of it. Meditation is literally one of the best exercises you can implement into your life, and Hamza always hammered on about it. Hamza became very successful and grew his channel and subscribers count. He began to gain a lot of recognition after he posted a certain video about aesthetics, and the sky wasn't the limit for Hamza. He would capitalize on this and post mostly gym content using his physique to draw a lot of attention like we all do, to get people who wanted to improve their physique. He hired content creators to help him mass produce videos, which he also made sure was quality and captivating in terms of editing techniques being used. And then I realized what was happening. Hamza was finally ready to maximize profiting from his fan base, and this was the day the change occurred. Now, I do not have a problem with Hamza getting that raba, that cash, that moolah. However, I do have a problem with the way he's going about it. It's quite ridiculous, actually. I came across a lot of videos YouTubers made about Hamza concerning Adonis School. Now, it is hard to tell if this is legit or these are just individuals trying to capitalize on the fact that there is a trend about Hamza's Adonis School not being legit. Alright, let's watch a few of their videos and read some comments.
Whenever I would just post some criticizing comments, everyone would just jump in. Oh, actually, you're wrong. He is using his brain power for that. Then everyone would be like, he's a human, bro. He can make mistakes. Like, okay, but I'm just giving my feedback. Everyone was just like praising him like God. And the funny thing is, like, so many of them are just young fucking teenagers, which I do respect. Like, these young teenagers on self-improvement. They're making money online in this community. I'm not going to criticize his course because they were pretty good, especially the mindset and productivity. But most of this stuff was overrated. And he did say, like, this community is for people to make money, for entrepreneurs to join. But the money lecture he had was more about like the spiritual stuff, which I didn't understand. He was more focused on like, oh yeah, money is bad, guys. You should focus on spirituality, which is okay. But if I'm paying money to learn how to make money, shouldn't I be learning that?
I think it was at week 3 or 4, he decided he's just gonna kick out 100 members that have been paying less, that were there from start, because he increased the price like every 100 members. He doubled the price. So the members that were there from start paid only $99. So he decided he's gonna kick 100 of those people out. So probably because he would make much more money. He's like kicking the people that are not paying enough money out and getting more people that pay more money. Because he wanted to cap the members at 500 people, although it never got to that. But a lot of people hold kind of resentment against him. They like think it was a scam. Well, I think he did lie, but it was definitely not a scam.
Honestly, Adonis School, like, overall was a pretty big distraction for me. It's just a shit ton of information, some new, some old. But if you aren't where you want to be currently, it's probably not because you lack a ton of information. It's probably more along the lines that you lack consistent action on a daily basis. And Adonis School is just a ton of information, a ton of content that you can consume, and you can get really distracted by that and just be like you can fall into false productivity and just endless consumption. And how I'd solve that is just use the speed principle, right? Speed is basically doing the thing like right away. Like if you have a video to record it right away, don't wait. Another thing I would say is that following Hamza and like everything that he says is not that beneficial, right? Because as everyone improves, their ideas change, and especially for Hamza, he's even talked about this actually in his school, that this is going to be something that he tries to change. But at least when I was there, he would say like, okay, you got to do coaching for your YouTube when you're starting off. You want to offer this product from the get-go, and then soon he was like, oh, you got to offer like a school course. And he was like, okay, you have to offer both of them. Like basically, when you're being in a dance school, you're basically up to date with Hamza's most current new ideas that he's trying to execute. Because of that, sure, you have like the most up-to-date information, but you also have information that's changing, right? And you want to make decisions on your own. You don't want to be just following everything Hamza tells you. You want to kind of think for yourself, orient yourself, and then like make the decision and put in the work. Another downfall that I didn't really experience personally, but my friend did, he said that like he was posting some posts that sort of like criticized like Hamza and his brother Danish, and he's saying that they were getting deleted, but I didn't really run into any sort of problems like that. Overall, pros and cons considered, was Danish school a good purchase? Well, I made a new friend that I meet every day on Sundays currently for like this religious program that I invited him to, and now he's in it, and now we actually like talk, we have each other's numbers and everything, and honestly that's pretty valuable.
For most guys in there, they just have very low critical thinking. Very low critical thinking. In fact, it gets to a point where Hamza will say something and these guys would just take it as the ultimate truth because they treat Hamza like he's a god. They treat him like he's a messiah. And I mean, a lot of these guys are very young and they're very impressionable. I'm not really here to judge the guys because, listen, they're improving their lives. I have nothing against that. I have the utmost respect for you if you want to improve your life. But it got to a point where it was less about improving yourself and self-improvement, you know, the self in self-improvement. It was more about Hamza improvement, Adonis improvement. So instead of becoming the best version of yourself and doing what you truly want to do, it was about doing what Hamza told you to do and then becoming essentially just a clone of him.
Let's see what the comments are saying. Oh wow. I too left. He was kicking out everyone even for the slightest criticism. That's interesting. If people were preaching this in school, then of course you're getting kicked out. You'd lose members faster than he changes his opinions. Oh wow, okay. Hamza's ego is so out of control. The moment you say something that he doesn't agree with, you're banned from Adonis gang. Now, I do not know if this is legit or if this is for real, but you know, then again, it might be for real. Who knows? But this seems to be an ongoing trend at the moment. Moving on. Now, if you know how pyramid schemes work, you will know that it is one of the most profitable scam ideas of recent times. I mean, I myself have been scammed in the past, and it is not a good feeling, obviously, but we live and we learn. Another Hamza situation I would like to dive into is this.
How do you improve your confidence? It's literally about deciding to do something and getting that done.
Okay.
From the surface, this is actually inspirational, motivational, and not part of an idea, right? But when you break it down, you realize that Hamza is telling young boys who have zero life experience to start a YouTube channel. To be honest, apart from it being cringe-worthy, I doubt it really has any negative effect on society. I mean, most individuals will see these young, inexperienced boys in their thumbnail and just click away, and if they manage to lure the audience in with like catchy thumbnails and stuff, it's only a matter of time before the content gets turned off, okay? And that's just the truth. That's just reality. Here's the thing. I still have a lot of respect for Hamza, even though he isn't perfect. I mean, no one is. Even though he switches his opinion every 5 seconds, Hamza has still helped a lot of young men, and he's actually active in the field, connecting with them unlike a lot of YouTubers who just stay in their rooms and give their fans advices without connecting with them in person. I hope I don't turn out, because it's like I'm talking about myself right now, I hope I don't turn out to be like that, because I have such tendencies, okay? That ain't gonna be me though, that ain't gonna be me, but when we get to that bridge, we're gonna cross it, I guess. Peace.